What's going on, people? It is Wednesday, 13th of February. Let me turn the radio off because, of course, they're talking bullshit. Endless bullshit. Nothing. Let me also shut the shades. I'm making this video now. I'm not sure if it'll be up on Tuesday or not. Number of reasons, but I'm just going to go ahead and try to make this video for it. One thing that came to mind is like, let me commemorate this day. It's the 13th of February. It's Peter Gabriel's birthday. Now, I just want to talk about him for a second because in life, as we grow up, I think most of us have people that we look up to or we idolize, have heroes, etc. And then we grow out of it, or at least was I did. Early on in my life, my parents, my grandpa was my hero, and then George Harrison was, and then the next person that did I really idolize Martin Luther King? Yeah, not the same as I did musicians. They just, to me, were magical. The next person that I idolized was Peter Gabriel when I discovered Genesis in around 1972. Foxtrot just blew my mind. It was what I needed. It was mysterious, somewhat spiritual, somewhat dark, slightly impenetrable, but it really was what I needed. And Peter Gabriel, as the mysterious lead singer with his look and the costumes, just completely captured my imagination. But he seemed like a good person. He seemed like a person who was struggling with the forces of dark and light, which I always am, are you? And so he became a role model in a lot of ways. And as I got older and started to become wiser, more mature myself, and could see that, he is just a human like me, and things that he would do and things that would happen in his life that would rub me the wrong way because I had idolized him, really helped me to grow up to the fact that you just have to face that, you are what you are, and we're imperfect, we're humans, and no one can stand up to being placed on a pedestal. We all have flaws. I just wanted to first say happy birthday to Peter Gabriel. I've got a bunch of his records I could show them, but I'm going to keep moving here. I might go back and grab some. I have a couple of reviews I'm going to try to do here. Oh man, see, I need to go ahead and get another pair of glasses like the other ones I had. These. Okay, so Charlie Kawwood, or Kaywood, guitarist with Knife World and some other bands, last year sent me a solo CD of his, which was wonderful. I just got a promo of the new Lost Crowns album. It's a band that he's in. I don't know the other names. I love that they sent me a promo. See how it's stamped promo? And even the CD itself. This is a pre-manufacture. It's a CDR. Not for resale. I love owning stuff like this. I don't resell. I have boxes. I have boxes of promos like that, alphabetized promos. I love them. You know what I'm saying? And one of the reasons why I like promos is because I keep them, and years later I come back and see where there's a song by a band. I didn't know who they were at the time, and now I know who they are. Oh, wow, I got this song by them. It's cool like that. This is wonderful. On the first couple listens, this is progressive rock in the 21st century. I don't know music theory, but this sounds like they're using a particular mode. It's like the whole album is based on a particular scales. One of the things that's interesting about a lot of these songs is they follow a trajectory that does not resolve like usual pop music does. Even when the songs end, it's like this is the last note of this sequence, but it doesn't necessarily sound like the end. Intriguing. A lot of vocals. I just, don't take the time most of the time to try to listen to what they're singing about, because if the music grabs me, then we're there, and the music grabs me. Definitely you can hear the lineage coming from King Crimson, Vandergraaf Generator, Gentle Giant. Charlie's guitar playing stands out on this, although another person wrote all the music. Robert Larcombe, all titles written by Robert Larcombe. So this is one that progressive rock music lovers, people who are interested in hearing something different, Lost Crowns. Highly recommended, okay? The last thing I got from Discus Music, this is going to be a challenge because this is the first thing I've gotten from Martin's label that leaves me cold after several listens so far. And Martin, you know I've got to be honest, okay? So whatever this has to offer remains to be seen or heard from me. Okay, let me talk about it. This is a new CD by Beck Hunters. Has It Been Found? Beck Hunters is 3 people, 2 guys named Hunter and a guy named Beck. Improvisation, as is explained in here, and it sounds like it. They're doing improvisation, and as I've said before, the thing that I recognize about improvisation is that there's no guarantee about the outcome, and the best improvisation is when you're not doing that. So this is exploration, okay? Thus the title. You know, their first album, it was called The Hunt Is On. Has It Been Found? So you hear these musicians interacting and doing things. It sounds to me like they are searching for something to happen. So far, I think that the search is still on. You know, that's what I gotta say, okay? Because I like to play in this mode myself as far as improvisation. These people are probably much more knowledgeable theory-wise than me, but I know how to do this. And it sounds to me like there's just... I've listened to this a couple times, and I've only heard, like, on The Guardians of Truth, that's the one, the 29-minute one. That's the one where there was a couple points where it sounded like, okay, something's starting to move here, okay? Now, I want to recommend this because this is the sort of thing where it's not a guarantee who's going to like it and why. And maybe the point is not to like it, but to experience it. How's that? And just in that sense alone, I totally applaud Martin Archer's Discus Music label, okay? Let me talk about this record because I think it's time. I got this a few weeks back from a German label, Shamani Music, which I think is associated with Lamour Records. Pro 424, I was talking about how much I liked it. This is a new album by a band called Belp, B-E-L-P. Belp. There's no writing on the cover. I love these graphics. This is electronics. It's not dance electronics. It's kind of a static, almost cold type of electronic, which I really like. Again, it's the sort of thing where there's no guarantee that what they try to do, I wasn't sure if it was black or not. Their last album they sent me is on clear vinyl. Some of these pieces work better than others. I've listened to this several times. I really like it. I love how they give you a CD, a copy of the music, because this sort of stuff plays well digitally. One sheet. Appreciate this stuff. Again, I can honestly recommend this to lovers of electronic cold wave, maybe, music. These illustrations, I love these illustrations. And I think they fit well the nature of what's happening on the music, which is it's not well defined, the purpose of making this sound. And so I think it just really is very stimulating to the imagination. Not dance at all, which I think is great. I love dance music, but it doesn't all have to be dance. I need to get well, I'll just keep going. So much going on. My car, I was in a minor accident. I've got to get it running today. The car door, the door is frozen. I can't shut it. So many things. I hate cars. I shouldn't say that, but I'm not into cars. Some other records sitting out before I go. An old one by Freddie Hubbard, Backlash, 1967. This is Freddie, to me, trying to make a populist record. It sounds like a cross between Hugh Masekela and Ramsey Lewis, what they were doing and getting on the radio. It's really good. It's kind of a soul groove, you know what I mean? Where, you hear tambourines and you can imagine couples in the club having a good time. This is back when jazz was popular music. It was dance music. Did y'all know that that's how jazz became popular, just like everything else? You have to entertain people. You have to catch people's attention. I'm not complaining, and this is just human nature. And then you go to the second level where you engage people on a deeper level where people start to think. And you know what I'm saying? It takes work. Hadn't played this in a long time. Paper or Papier, band from Europe. This is number 3. A psychedelic, droney type of repetitive buildings type of sound. This is really good. They have a bit of a cult following now. If I had the money, I would buy all their records. This is really good. Some real nice guitar work on here. Atmospheric. He doesn't sound like Steve Hillage, but that sort of approach comes to mind. Papier, number 3. Here's one of my top. It would be really hard to make a top 25 or 50. It really would be, and so I don't even start a list. I do know just off the top of my head certain records that would definitely be in there. A Peter Gabriel album would be the one that's called Security, and this one would be Joe Chambers, Double Exposure. Joe Chambers is a jazz drummer, but he is also a keyboardist. This is actually, in essence, a duet album with him and Larry Young. Larry Young, the phenomenal, legendary organist who played with everyone and made some amazing albums. And this is one of them. Some of you rap heads will know that Nas, I forget what track it is, but Nas uses the main theme of this album for one of his samples for one of his songs. I forget which one. And I prefer this. I don't want to hear somebody yip-yapping on top of this music. No offense to Nas, but that's my point of view as an old guy. It's the music. All this yip-yapping, especially nowadays. Everyone's talking and making no sense at all. I know where I'm coming from. It's like, yeah, yep, and everything just gets more confused. Return to the music and go deeper and try to find the river that makes things do this. We can talk in virus and just get lost in bullshit, but let the music touch you and settle shit down so you can think more clearly. That's what I think. It helps me do that. This is a fantastic album. Joe Chambers, Double Exposure. Incredible. We've had some snow these last couple days. Oh, okay. I see. Let me do this while I'm here. I have more business. So Eric Randall, I'll say your name because I was looking for your message to let you know I got them. I can't find it. It's like it disappeared. But an Eric Randall had been watching my videos, noticed that I like Jan Garbarek, but that I had mentioned how I used to have this album, Triptychon, but for some dumb reason sold it. He got a hold of me and said that he had recently replaced his with an upgrade and would be happy to send me his old one. I got it. Thank you. As you can see, the cover is trashed, you know. But the record is, it's a German import. I love imports. And the record is in great shape. Upon listening to this, after not having it, I recognized it right away. I can honestly tell you that I was not in my right mind when I made these sales. This is a fantastic record. I was not well. I sold some records that I really loved, thinking that I was housing evil. Just my mind was full of bullshit. Don't let me get started there, okay? Some of you people that are still really religious won't like what I have to say. I don't care. I don't believe what you believe, and beliefs are just beliefs. They're not facts, for fuck's sake. That's what gets me. Okay, I'll go this far, then I'll keep going. That's what pisses me off about belief. It's just what you think. It's what you believe. It's not facts. And yet we're constantly killing each other over stuff that we just think. It's insane. Fucking bullshit-ass religion. Okay. Yeah, I have a lot of anger because this world is so fucked up. Thank God the music helps me keep going. Played most of Amnesiac by Radiohead. Yes, kind of a lazy psychedelic sound when you think about it, you know, like they're on Quaaludes or cough syrup, but it's intoxicating. I love this album. Eric also sent me 2 other records. He sent me this old John Coltrane album. John Coltrane in the Winner's Circle. This is back when, again, this is an exploitation album. There's barely any John Coltrane on here. The solos he plays are wonderful. I mean, you know, John Coltrane was an amazing player, so everyone's trying to get a piece of him. And this is on the original Bethlehem label, so I appreciate this a lot. Thank you for my Coltrane collection. But I just have to explain that this is one of those records where the compositions are so-so. Everybody else solos more than Coltrane, okay? So it's one of those things where trying to get the money. I like pointing that out because those practices are detrimental. The detrimental practices of capitalism have us in the quandary that we're in now. Just taking advantage of people. There was one more. Oh yeah, here it is. He also sent this to me. Thank you for paying attention, Eric, to my videos, because you know also notice that I love the compositions and work of composer Toru Takemitsu, and he sent me this. Yeah, Percussion in Colors, Sumire Yoshihara, doing a Takemitsu piece and an Ichiyanagi piece on RCA Red Seal. Love it. Love it. The Takemitsu side is the winner. The other side, I have to listen to again. On first listen, it's like I don't know what they're going for because it ends up annoying me. The Takemitsu side is just, the man was like a mystic, and it just, oh, it's bewitching. How's that? Eric, thank you so much. This is going to be a long one. I'm going to stop about here. I have to get my car running today. I'm not good with vehicles. I'm not interested in them. And so I don't put a lot of care and time into them. And I didn't get this car winterized, and so consequently, the tires are bald. I ended up sliding into my neighbor, busted the back light. The door is frozen open, can't even shut it. Right now, it's still really cold. It's supposed to get up to about 30 degrees today, so I'm going to wait a little bit before I go out because I'm on a side street, and even though it got plowed, it's still a sheet of ice. See, this last winter, this last snowstorm, as if you care, but I'm just telling you, we got sleet and snow, so there's a sheet of ice in that mixed in with that snow, and that's what got me the other day. I had to go to the store, you know, and I had an accident. Got to get tires. The tires are bald. I'm just saying, this is one of my, flaws. We all have them. No one's perfect. I procrastinate a lot of things, Don't you? We all have flaws. Okay, talk to you.